welcome to my first impression on The Ancient Magus Bride. So The Ancient Magus Bride is a fantasy slice of life by Kora Yamazaki. The Ancient Magus Bride follows the story of this girl named Chise. Chise has the ability to see and interact with otherworldly creatures. Because of this, she was abandoned by her parents when she was young, and she's had a hard life ever since. With no hope left and no care for her own well-being, Chise sells herself to a slave market. As it turns out, people like her who are magically inclined are rare and valuable. So Chise is purchased by this magus, whose name is Elias Ainsworth. He's beast-like in appearance. Elias takes Chise back to his home in the English countryside, where he decides to make her his apprentice and his bride. I had heard of The Ancient Magus Bride before I started reading this, and I'd heard that it was quite good. But I didn't know very much about the story going into it. I quite enjoyed reading the first volume. It was a very interesting read, and it grips your attention as you try to figure out what is and isn't safe in the world. So there's so many creatures that she finds and interacts with, and it's hard to figure out what exactly the motivation is of these different creatures to start with. And it's just interesting to see them. There are so many different mythical creatures that appear in this story, and they are all fascinating. The author paints a vivid picture of what it's like to be someone who can use magic and see the otherworldly creatures in a society where no one else can. You really get that feeling of what it's like for Chise to be an outcast, and how different she actually is from other people. You get to follow Chise as she learns about Elias and what it means to be a magus. Elias and Chise go on journeys to help magical creatures around the world. So far, the story has mostly been done in arcs, so each chapter sort of follows a new... The first, I think, 2 chapters followed one story, and then the next 2 chapters each had their own journey that they went on, and then the last 2 chapters were the same thing and continue on into the next volume. So some chapters are a little bit episodic and some aren't. I think having the smaller stories, the smaller arcs in the story, and to go with the overarching story does help the story and the plot feel more compelling and interesting. And I'm really looking forward to see what other creatures and mythical characters are introduced as the story goes on. Also, I really like the art style, and I think that the characters are very nicely designed. There's also these very nice little coloured pages at the start. I'll see if I can find some. There's an example there when they meet a dragon. The final chapter has magical cats. So yeah, it's got very wide range of different kinds of mythical creatures and characters. So yeah, so far I really recommend this. I do plan to continue it, and I've got a couple more volumes since I got this first one that I haven't read yet, but I'm looking forward to reading them. If you've read The Ancient Magus Bride, let me know what you think and how far you've gotten through the series, and if you think it's worth the read. Or let me know if maybe I convinced you that you should read it. Or if you have any other suggestions for manga or anime that I might like, let me know down below. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!